Submission ready here ahead of UFC 230 with the one half of the main event. Derrick was brought to you by Musashi. Derrick, we saw Roscoe's has put out quite the announcement. Tell us.
Who?
Popeyes, Roscoe's.
Roscoe
Popeyes
chicken.
put out. This is all a part of the build-up
Yeah,
for Popeyes.
I got you.
Popeyes put out quite the announcement. We saw the billboard. There's going to be some free food involved if all things go to plan this weekend. What did you make when you saw that?
Oh, that was cool. It made me, I really stayed up extra late, training a little harder, just so the people of Houston could really enjoy some Popeyes, some free Popeyes this weekend.
Of course, we know that this is a fight that came together at very short notice. We were just talking to you a few weeks ago before you fought Alex Volkov. Tell us, how are you feeling right now? I mean, it was a pretty tough and grueling fight. Volkov and you really went to battle. How's your body feeling right now as you sit here and speak to us?
My body feeling real good. You know, I really just need a hug right now. I haven't felt any kind of physical. No one wants to hug you. No, I haven't felt any kind of physical contact in a while. So it'd be great. I'm sure Cormier will give me all the hugs I need Saturday night.
You made a really funny comment yesterday at the open workouts. A fan asked you what your diet is leading up to the fight, and you said, well, that depends. If my wife is in town, I eat her ass. A lot of people got a lot of entertainment out of that. What did your wife think?
She already know that I'm crazy. That's what she said. If she didn't know that I was crazy before, she damn sure know I'm crazy now. That's the text message she sent me.
That's what she said to you afterwards?
Yeah.
Obviously, Daniel Cormier did a little bit of a promo after his open workout. He kind of said that if you've got a puncher's chance, then you've got no chance. Did you see that promo? What did you make of it?
That's why I'm going to just submission him. I'm going to armbar his ass in the first round. That's what I'm going to do.
Do you feel like there's a bit of underestimating going on? I mean, he's sitting right here next to you pretty much, but he pretty much said that you have a puncher's chance, which isn't really the biggest endorsement going into the fight.
Yeah, they all say that. Every guy I fought always saying that I don't have no chance. And they're right. So I'm not a mixed martial artist. They're mixed martial artists. You got to be a mixed martial artist to be, I guess, great in this sport, like they say, you know. So we'll see what happens Saturday night. So
I heard you talking to Michael Rappaport on his podcast, and you said something crazy about how much weight you cut going into a fight and how much energy that drains out of you before the fight. You basically said after the weight cut, you feel exhausted. You can't really throw many punches in there. Going into this fight, what kind of weight are you on, and what kind of cut will you be going through?
Right now, I've been staying at the 70 mark this last few weeks. Usually, I'm already at 285, 290. But ever since my last fight, I've been staying at 270. So I really don't have to cut weight. I could go to sleep and wake up 265.
Has that made it sort of a little bit easier? The fact that you've had 2 fights back-to-back so close, you don't have to get in shape sort of before the training camp?
Yeah, for sure. And, the eating as well, too. I've really been eating good and healthy this week. Even though I made the little Popeyes thing, I didn't swallow the meat. I just spit it out afterwards. But
you're like a wine taster, but like a Popeyes taster. Just a little bit of chew, spit it out.
Yeah, but the grease stayed in my mouth, though. But other than that, I didn't eat.
Have we ever seen you in this kind of shape in your UFC career, in terms of waking up, not having to cut that much weight? Have you ever felt this good?
Not at all. It's going to be the first time. And that's why I'm in good spirits right now, and I'm happy to see what kind of performance I'm doing. And we've been preparing for 25 minutes, so I believe I can last 25 minutes going hard, defending takedowns or throwing punches or whatever.
It wasn't that long ago that you were near retirement. You had those back issues that sort of plagued you. It seemed like the UFC would find it hard to put you in such a big marquee spot. Is it a little bit surreal that a couple of years later, or maybe not even 2 years later, here you are fighting for the world heavyweight belt? Did you ever think that you'd fight for the heavyweight title?
Before I got in the UFC, that was one of my goals to fight for the title. And once I got here and see how everything really was, then it wasn't my main goal anymore.
We have it on good authority that perhaps Brock Lesnar is going to be in the building after your fight with DC, and he's got a bit of a tendency to sort of storm the octagon and get right in there. What would happen to Brock if he stormed the octagon after a Derrick Lewis win? What would your reaction be?
If he tried to do the same thing he did to DC, ain't no way in the hell I'd be laughing and smiling and all that. And just hopefully the UFC don't find me what I'm going to do next.
What would you do if you did try that? You saw what happened with Volk over the weigh-ins.
I don't know. I don't be planning these things. You know, I didn't plan on doing what I did to Volkov at weigh-ins. You know, I didn't plan on doing what I did to Francis at weigh-ins. It all depends on what they say to me in my face or if they touch me. That's all.
You did a great interview with Rich Eisen where you spoke about how your wife doesn't want you having fancy, flashy cars because the chicken heads might come out of the woodworks. What if you're the heavyweight champion? The chicken heads would be all over you.
Yeah, I already know. I already have my Lamborghini being delivered to my house next Wednesday.
That's going to bring trouble, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Does the wife know about this purchase?
Yeah, she did. She knows. She knows.
How does she feel about it?
She didn't like it. She said she got to talk to the real estate agent and see what they got to say about it because we're moving to our new home next week, next month. And so she's thinking that's going to affect everything what we got going on moving in. But she don't know I paid cash for it.
All the ladies just lined up at the front of the new home, not even letting you guys walk in. Talk to us about the T-shirt, because we saw Joe Rogan wore it on his podcast. It sold some kind of record amount. My Balls was hot. It was a hit seller on Represent. What was the final amount of T-shirts you ended up sort of selling leading into this fight?
It's still selling right now.
It's in the thousands, though, isn't it? Well in the thousands.
5,000 plus?
What's that?
In sales, T-shirt sales.
Oh, I don't know the number right now, but I believe it is selling a lot.
Do you think My Balls Was Hot could be a T-shirt line, perhaps? It could be the next big thing in Madison Square Garden and Manhattan, the next fashion trend in New York, perhaps.
That'd be cool if it is, as long as I get a cut, that's good.
You are getting a cut for these T-shirts, though, right?
Yeah, I'm getting a cut. A bigger cut than what they're getting.
All right. Well, Derrick, we don't want to be too greedy with your time. Best of luck this weekend. Just quickly as we wrap up, what's the prediction? How do you see this thing finishing?
It's whenever I get tired of him hitting me or taking me down or what, then I end the fight then. It's whenever I really want to, I promise you. Whenever I really want to, so we'll see.
Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.